Do authors get to eat at full-day book signings? I saw this come up on social media, and I want to make sure that we all know what's going on when it comes to book signings. Now, it will be different depending on what type of book signing you're doing. Each event will have that spelled out in the terms of service. Sometimes meals are included, and sometimes they are not, and you must be aware of it if you have any diet restrictions, if you need to eat for any reason, and if you need to make sure you're bringing things with you in case you are somebody who has weird blood sugar or whatever it happens to be. You gotta be responsible for yourself, but sometimes it is built in. Now, as somebody who has been to book signings before, I will say even if part of your purchase of your table included a meal, you should 100% be bringing like a snack for yourself or something in case something happens. I have been to book signings where a meal was part of the promise. We were supposed to be able to go to like a ballroom and eat a meal as the authors, and it didn't happen, or it didn't happen the way that it was supposed to. So let's backtrack a little bit. When it comes to these full day signings, you need to understand if you are there from certain hours to certain hours, and if there are built-in breaks. Some events are just full day events, period, and you are there. You're just there. You're responsible. You're there. You can't leave the table, or you must have an assistant if you're going to leave the table, or somebody to watch your table if you're going to leave. Sometimes there are no breaks. Some events have like a morning session and an afternoon session, and there's a full shutdown for an hour and a half, depending on what's built into the contract and what they're doing with the venue. So some of them provide meals. Some of them provide meals at the table or like snacks at your table. Some of them, like, they actually shut the whole place down. Everybody's kicked out and you get to go eat and then come back and everything restarts. It depends on the event you're at. They are all different. It's in the terms of service. It's part of the contract with them. So you have to know those things. But like I said, I have been to events where it was part of the promise and stuff went wrong with the venue, with the runners of the event. All the things happened, and some of us didn't get to eat until like last second, had to grab something and run back. Some people didn't get to eat at all. Some people did not have meals provided for them because the venue didn't create enough. And we definitely had to go down like service stairs and like go through places we weren't supposed to be to get to where the food was. And it was just a disaster. It was a real big disaster, and it didn't go well for anybody. And some people, again, did not get to eat. So even if it's a part of the ticket to get into this event, have things there in case you need it, in case you get dizzy, in case anything happens. Have some kind of snack to make sure you are taken care of whether or not you get food. But don't go into it expecting a meal if it's not part of the ticket. They're not just going to magically stop during the day so that everybody can hang out. So you have to ask those questions before you buy in. You have to make sure everything is clear, and then you have to make sure you are prepared for those things. So you want to make sure you've got something in your bag with your extra books, like something under the table in case you need it or somebody needs it, and in case you do not end up getting the meal that you were promised, because it's a whole thing. And this was by the way, I should say, that event was one of the best known events in the entire industry, run by really reputable people. But that was the point where their event was going downhill. And they didn't continue to do it after a little bit of stuff. I'm not going to say too much because you will be able to guess it. But things happen. And so you have to be fully prepared as the author. No matter what you're doing, no matter what event you're at, you've got to be prepared to take care of yourself if other people aren't going to, even if it was a part of your ticket. And you cannot ever expect other people to be taking care of you. They're not responsible for you. Your friends, the other authors around you, the creators of this event, they are not responsible for managing you. If it's part of the contract, great, hold them to it, but don't expect them to manage you. You got to manage yourself with this one. And that means sometimes bringing snacks, bringing your own water bottles, bringing whatever it is that you need to survive an event if it's going to be on the longer side. So ask the questions, go through the terms of service, read the contracts, make sure you know what's going on, and make sure you are prepared. Very, very important. And if nothing else, like if everything goes haywire, there's always something like DoorDash, like pull it up on your phone, have them come deliver it, put in a special note that you're a signing author and they got to bring it to your table. Like, I don't know, get creative. Get creative that way so that you are taking care of yourself if anything should happen. And then Also keep in mind, you don't want to eat at your table. That's very unprofessional. So whatever you're doing, be a little sneaky about it. Bring like peanut butter crackers and just have them kind of under your table when nobody's watching. Just kind of like tuck under your table like you're looking for something and just like grab one. I don't recommend eating at your table because it is very unprofessional. There are certain circumstances in which you're going to have to do things anyway. I understand that. But as a professional, speaking to a professional, that's not what you want to do. That's like a worst case scenario. So don't plan to like have a bowl of mac and cheese at your table. Don't do that. But plan wisely, plan accordingly, and do whatever you have to do to stay healthy. Your health over your professionalism is what I'll say for that one. Drop your questions down below. We talk a lot about book signings and events to help you to level up, to make them more profitable for you and the least amount of stress and work involved as possible. But we also drop daily videos helping you navigate the world of your publishing, from your writing to your publishing to your marketing, to make sure that this is your most profitable year while you are having the best author life possible. We'll see you in tomorrow's episode.